Yeah, so no spoilers on Greenhill, what happens in Greenhill. But because Greenhill isn't like a huge chapter of the game, like we're not spending like a quarter of the game running around here, it doesn't make sense to do tons and tons and tons and tons of like, well, this person could be a teacher and this person could be a this and this person could be that. Like, they know who they need to have like actual story scenes, and then everybody else is just kind of along for the ride. And so by limiting who you bring, it mostly maintains the believability of the situation while still giving you some flexibility to develop your own team. So you can be like, okay, I really want to have my party here. But also I'm not like bringing a middle-aged mom or something like that. Thanks, Blade Tiger. I was just explaining people at the beginning of the stream. I've decided to lean into who and what I am. I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna let the world know what I do, and I'm gonna be it, and I'm gonna proclaim it loudly. So that's what we're going with. And from now on, all of my like stuff should have that on it so that people know what they're getting into, which is Lauren talking a lot. No, but like not every game does things like in order to pull off this thing you have to have people who will be able to fit into that area, because most games don't have like dozens of characters you could put in your party. So it's like, okay, we're gonna bring the Sasquatch to town, that's fine. Thanks, Final Fantasy VI. I'm sure that won't raise any eyebrows. In Suikoden, because there are so many characters to choose between, they have the luxury of being like, you can only bring one of these 15 characters, which is bigger than the cast of most games. It just is. Like, yeah, it's a cool thing that they can do that other games can't do and don't need to do. But it adds to the experience. Like, you feel more like, oh, we're doing something special and different because we can only bring certain characters into our party. Like, that makes the Greenhill section memorable and different. I mean, how many games do that? Do anything like that? Like, there'll be like games where it's like you have to bring like only your female party members here, or you have to bring only your party members that don't cast magic or whatever, you know? But it's a little different. So here they make it memorable, they make it interesting, they do a thing that only they can do. And then they throw in the dog because it's funny that you can bring the dog or the squirrel. So there's a little bit of humor there, that's very much the sense of humor of the people who make Suikoden. Like, that's what they're like. That's the kind of funny they are. But yeah, so that's what I have to say about Suikoden and Greenhill. Yes, pets are apparently, well, the thing is though, it kind of implies that the pets are enrolled, and that's where the comedy comes from. The comedy comes from Shiro going to school with you and nobody commenting on it. But see, that's absurd and funny and intentional and feels like it's meant to be kind of a distracting little joke. Whereas, like, if you brought, like, pick some random grown-up, it wouldn't have the hilarity of a grown-up being in class, the way the hilarity of having a flying squirrel in class works. So yeah, Greenhill. Well, and it doesn't necessarily feel like a restriction just because there are so many characters in this game. I mean, I guess if we hadn't recruited that many, we'd have a much smaller choice. But if you look at the characters that I have in the party and some of the characters that I thought about having, like, you can have, like, the circus performer siblings. Like, you get Nanami. Yes, how do you do fellow young people would be definitely the case. No, and restriction is, I think, usually a good and interesting thing in stories. Like, how do you deal with the limitations on hand? Frequently winds up bringing out the best in someone or a situation because you have to be creative just to function within restrictions. Which is part of why writing prompts are so helpful and things like that. And why, like, some of the compositions... I did Chrono. They won't do us any good anytime soon, but I did put them in the thing. I don't think any of them will be relevant for a little while. But yeah, like, it's hard to come up with something Like, one of the most intimidating things in the world is a blank page. The moment you start narrowing your possibilities, the easier it is to create. Which maybe seems counterintuitive, but it's an almost universal experience. So we're going to continue with our story. If you'll remember correctly, or if you will recall, on our last episode of Suikoden II, we did some recruiting. We saw Hicks and Tengar have a slightly dysfunctional relationship. We did another cooking battle. And then we decided to infiltrate the college town of Greenhill, which is currently under invasion because Joey told Luca Blight to trust him to take the city with very limited resources, and he did. And we don't know exactly what Joey did. I honestly don't remember what Joey did because my memory is terrible right now. So it's funny because I remember a lot of this game, I really do. But there's just these sections that I'm like, they're memorable, and I don't know why I don't remember them. But so I couldn't tell you what the answer here is, so that'll be fine. Like when they show us how clever Joey is, I'll probably be like, oh right, like I was with what was going on with the Two River situation. I'm not surprised that what he did is based on history. Shu is based on Jie Liang, the famed strategist that you'll also encounter in Dynasty Warriors. He fights with a fan. That's how you know he's a strategist. And Luca Blight is, as I've said before, based on Lu Bu, another historical figure that you'll also face in Dynasty Warriors, which is how I know the Chinese history that I know. Yeah. So yes, Joey Betraydes. That is the right name, Chrono. That's right, Mercurius. Do not pursue Luca Blight. You will have a similarly bad end. Don't go after Lu Bu. Seriously, don't do it. You will die. I'm pretty sure I can handle it. I just mowed down like 200 guys. Lu Bu is really scary, which is remarkable that they have a game that is like designed for you to feel powerful, and then they have this one character that you just like, no, he's a force of nature, don't mess with him. And then that's so interesting that exact same force of nature who has that reputation for being that hard is the excellent model for the super memorable villain in this game, Luca Blight. You will never forget Luca Blight. I remember what Luca Blight does. That's memorable. But yeah, so it's true, so we come here to school, and story-wise the genre flips a little bit. And part of that is because the Suikoden series is very serious, very sad, very dramatic, very, very tragic, and sometimes awful. In a really good and powerful way. Like, I'm not saying the games are awful, but the things that happen in them are. Luca Blight is a walking content warning, as we talk about in our playthrough of this game. But they need to give you a break from that. And so the situation in Greenhill is very serious. Greenhill is under enemy occupation. It has been invaded by the enemy military with whatever Joey did that I don't remember, so I'm not going to spoil it for you. But that's pretty rough, especially knowing that it's a lot of kids. Like, it's bad enough to have war taking place in the world, but having war take place and affect children is something that I think we can all agree is worse. And so, like, obviously this is on a different level than the conscripted children, like the youth brigade being slaughtered at the beginning of the game. Seal and Mortar, thank you for hosting. Thank you. Welcome. But So even though it's not as like immediately brutal or terrible, when you think about it, this is a place with children from around the Joustin city-states, who are now in a vulnerable position, cut off from their families, with an enemy army occupying the city, roaming the streets. I mean, there's real world precedent for that. But it's not a good situation. But we also, like, we as the player need a bit of a break. So they're like, all right, situation is real. We're probably about to dump something horribly dark on your head shortly. So let's give you some relief. Brilliant. I need to get better about this with my writing. Like, I love looking at stories, like games that are so effective at doing this. Like I talk about Toby Fox being an expert with comic relief. And this is not always comic relief, but it is an emotional relief of some sort. In this case, it's a bit more comic relief. So, for anyone who hasn't been here or doesn't really know the context, Nina is a schoolgirl who has decided that she's got a crush on the slightly older gentleman. So he's a young man, but he is an actual grown-up. Flick, who is a longtime friend of ours, one of like the big military leaders in our army. But we're infiltrating the school with a bunch of young people, and then he's our bodyguard. And she's just like, oh, he's a charming knight. He's so chivalric. Oh, chivalrous. I love this. So Nina, as people are joking, kind of like Nina's like a visual novel protagonist in the middle of a war story. Yeah, she kind of is. So there's bigger stuff going on, and we just saw Raud, who we hate very much, who is a relatively conscience lacking military leader of the enemy, who is threatening to torture and kill the innkeeper if they don't let him know where someone is hiding. So we just saw that. That's pretty intense. But back to Nina, who's like, oh my god, Nanami is clearly stopping me from getting together with my one true love. High school drama. Whoa. No offense to anyone who might be watching this who is in high school or was recently in high school, but there's a tendency toward emotions running very high in that environment, shall we say. And so Nina is very much that. And yet she's still lovable, and the game doesn't like treat her like garbage, because even like slightly ditzy love-struck teenagers are still worth respect, and the Suikoden games are made with lots of love for humanity, so yeah. And Nanami is just like, what I love, like there's this way that Nanami responds to things, and I don't know if this is like common in like Japanese conversation versus like American English conversation, but when she's like like what, huh, like just this way that she really quickly says these little like confused sounds, and it's very cute and gets across the impression of being like very hyperactive and youthful. So I don't know. Flick doesn't want to deal with this stuff. To be fair, Flick has dealt with people being interested in him, and he is still pining away for his dead girlfriend from the first game, who was like his like soulmate. So now he like lives with his platonic life partner, and they're husbands. But I don't blame Flick for being like, I just can't deal with this, because he's like nice, he doesn't want to be mean to her, and that's kind of his only option, is to be like, no, stop. So also age, yeah, like she's much younger than he is, and I appreciate that this game isn't playing up or leaning into the trope of the like sexy schoolgirl flirting with the grown man, like, oh ho ho, we're so excited and wish that was us. No, that's gross and creepy. And so that's not what's happening here. What's happening here is more like Nina is living a little fantasy in her own mind, and the game is kind of chuckling at her and chuckling at Flick. But there's not meant to be any titillation here. This isn't. Okay, no, girl. It is. Is it? I'm not surprised. It's the #1 Suikoden 1 ship. I would wager that the Suikoden 2's #1 ship is a different ship. That would also be 2 guys. But I could be mistaken. But yeah, no, Flick and Victor definitely, like, they're husbands, whether you believe they're romantically husbands or platonically husbands, they are definitely husbands. No, I'm talking about Suikoden 2, not Suikoden 1. Riou Jowy is what I'm talking about for Suikoden 2. That's what I would guess the #1 ship for Suikoden 2 would be. Which I feel is actually more supported by the text. Jowy is definitely in love with Riou. There's no question in my mind. That boy has it bad. Yeah. We don't really have enough of Riou to know whether it's reciprocated, but you know, like, if you see it reciprocated, there's nothing saying it's not. But yeah, Joey's super in love with Riou, and I like Jowy and Riou. I think that is a good and interesting pairing that respects the characters. So the thing with Flick and Victor, the only thing that complicates that for me is that they also legitimately are in love with women. And so if you're like, they can be poly, okay, problem solved. But you can't overlook the importance of Odessa to Flick, or even like Victor and Annabelle. So as long as you make room for that, then that's totally fine. It's when people are like, no, that's not real. I'm like, he named his sword after her, guys. So yeah, but Flick and Victor are great. They're husbands. This is what I'm talking about. Like, this is a tangent, but we're having fun, aren't we? I don't like Migdol and Gremio as a pairing, because that feels like that's family relationship being made into a romance in a way that's uncomfortable. Yes, that's right, Victor and Daisy. Yeah, they're definitely bi. So the reason why I'm defensive about this is because I've known a lot of... When I was in high school, a bunch of my friends were yaoi fangirls. And so there's a certain disrespect for characterization and established canon for the sake of having 2 pretty boys kiss sometimes. And that I find frustrating, and I've heard some really, and we are going way far afield from Suikoden 2, please forgive me. But I've heard people say, you know, that's kind of fetishizing, Lauren. That's not, which, like, I mean, it's not a community that I was ever part of, but I had friends who were. And I've had people be like, you know, really critical of that, like, of that group of people, of that way of looking at things, and being like, it's fetishizing of these characters. It's not respecting them as characters, as people. It's having pretty boys kissing regardless of everything else. And it ties into the real world problem of straight women fetishizing gay men, but not necessarily respecting them as people outside of the theoretical appeal of their fictional selves. So as long as that's not happening with Flick and Victor, like, I mean, they're married. So if you want to make that, like, if you read, like, the best friend turns to romance in there, like, I will absolutely believe that. Will absolutely believe that. And they can even be, like, angsty over their dead girlfriends and then get drunk and make out. Yeah, I could absolutely see that happening, couldn't you? Boys. So yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things that I never really thought about until I became more aware of my own position in the queer community and heard people talk about things. And I was like, oh, that's a perspective I hadn't thought about. Back in like the late 90s, early 2000s when I was in high school, conversations like that weren't being had where people like me would hear them. So there's a big long thing. Okay, so we've managed to talk about storytelling, comic relief, historical basis for characters in these games, sexuality and identity, and disrespecting or fetishizing characters. Like, we've done a pretty good job. See, Noel Girl, I would like to read that. That sounds good. But see, Chrono, at this point, I'm not stalling. I'm just talking about a thing that I think is interesting. And we're going to talk about it. We talked about it. But Noel Girl, if that's a good fanfic, send me a link. Because I do love these characters. And I would actually be really interested in that. I don't tell people that they can't fanon their way into things. But I personally prefer it when things respect what's in the text. So, mostly PG rated. I mean, I can withstand things that aren't PG rated, but that's good. Man. So there's a video game that we're ostensibly playing right now. If you think we're gonna get through a Locke and Sully's Final Fantasy VI fanfic without heavy making out, you are mistaken, my friends. Anyway. Alright, fanfic. Now. Palika is really confused by this. Oh, that's fair, Noel Girl. That's fair. Yeah, no, I definitely prefer things to be cleaner on the Discord, just because we do have young people, and I want to respect things, even though some of the dirtiest fic readers and writers that I've ever known were teenagers. I have no illusions in my mind about teenagers avoiding that sort of material. Yeah. Anyway, speaking of children who need to be protected from the naughty world around them, Palika is trying to figure out what the heck is going on, and Nami's just like, this is a headache. We'll see, Squizgar. I'm really curious with Hades because I'm going into it with strong, lifelong opinions about the Greek gods. So Game Master, have you encountered the Suikoden series before? I can't tell if this is new to you, or if you're somebody that, like, we may fill in a few holes to make sure you understand what's going on. I wouldn't have expected Disco Elysium to be a game that had shipping in it, so now I'm intrigued. We'll see. If I have shipping opinions, you will hear them. You can be sure of that, and I'll just run into pillars because I'm too busy talking to look at where I'm walking. This isn't where we're supposed to go. We're supposed to go back to our dorm room. There's a lot of characters, Game Master. That is true. Well, you can get by generally pretty well if you just, like, stick to, like, the big story characters and then pick, like, a couple of other ones that you like. You'll mostly be fine. But gameplay-wise, this is the wrong way. This is not the dorm. That's Flick's dorm. We need to go back to the student's dorm. I mean, oh, I missed it again. I'm really failing at finding the dorm. Here it is. I found it. I mean, you can ship anything. Like, we played Thomas Was Alone, the, like, Tetris blocks jump around puzzle platformer, and we're shipping some of those. So, yes. Yeah, backlogs. I enjoyed Thomas Was Alone. I didn't get as much out of it as a lot of other people did, which I was a little sad and disappointed about because I tend to assume, oh, if there are feelings to be had, I will have those feelings. I like that philosophy, Noel Girl. I'm not actually usually super much of a shipper. Very nice, Chrono. Which is funny because I do actually really like romance and stories. I'm not generally much of a shipper. But I honestly think part of that was being closeted for so long. Because, like, I'm, like, reading and playing and watching these things now, and my brain is just exploding with shipping possibilities sometimes, that I'm like, I don't know that would have happened in the past. And that's kind of weird. You know, like, you wouldn't think about that. Oh, well, apparently Dumbland AO3 has got that covered if you're interested in going there. Thank you, Internet. There are some things about the Internet that are beautiful and impossible to explain to somebody who does not know Internet. Nami's really excited about food. To be fair, food is exciting. I had oatmeal with blueberries for dinner because I didn't have that for breakfast today because I was too busy recording music and doing other irresponsible things to eat in the morning. I'm trying to be better about eating meals at the right time and getting nutritional content in them. Because that, as it turns out, is important, and I sometimes struggle with it. Anyway, Nami's excited about food. I like food. I get excited about food too, so it should be fun. Hey, Forest of Seasons. Have a good night and sleep well. Thank you for dropping by. Yay, friends. See, when I talked about shipping, I looked up at the two Locke and Sully's pictures, one on top of each other on my wall. That's my ship. But I have an OT3 now, too. That I kind of sort of did and then kind of set aside, and it has returned in full force. Anyway. That might appear in fanfic as well. Forest of Seasons wants me to be healthy. Stretch! Arms over your head! Thanks, Game Master. We try to be chill. Nah. The biggest rule is to be nice to people as much as possible. I don't want to have the fake forced positivity thing. Oof, stretch out those shoulders. I think this camera is too close. There, that's better. Where's Sophie? I'm trying to see if I could show off my cat, but I think she's sleeping on my bookcase again. Anyway, hi. Yeah, we don't really do drama. We've had people occasionally pop in and be dramatic, but they either stop being so dramatic or we agree that it is perhaps not a good fit. Alright, we're gonna go eat dinner. Nanami enjoyed the dinner. Spinach can be really good. Saag paneer, delicious. Delicious, delicious. That's fair, Dover. Nina is convinced of this. And the thing is, Flick and Victor don't even really especially like Nanami. I don't know. Why are you after Flick anyway? They just walk off. They just walk off to get her started. Nina. Nina. Remember when Flick rescued Fitcher by challenging those dudes who were beating him up like actually kill him if they were really talking like that, and like kind of forcing them to look at what they were doing, and they ran off. So good. So good. Yes, Nina definitely reads too many romance novels. Sorry, Nina. That's right, there's a ghost. Boo! Sneaking around. Palika is not scared of the ghost because she has seen much worse in real life with her real eyes. But Nanami is scared. Yes, and Tedgar has been kidnapped by a vampire. All the girls are waiting in the hallway for me. Yeah, Dover, depending on how ghosts are, if they were actually like ghosts that were like the spirits of somebody who departed who came back and could still be themselves. But I will say, in the Suikoden universe, the undead don't generally seem to have a lot of sentience, so. I think that even a vampire would be less horrifying than Luca, because again, like, a vampire isn't human and Luca is, and that makes the horrible things that Luca does worse. A monster is going to act like a monster, and it's a monster. A human acting like a monster is more terrifying, I think. All runes are bad. That is correct, but do be careful with that, Chrono. Yeah, so it is possible that we could have their souls return and visit her, but if there's ghosts sneaking around, depending on how it is. No, it's all good, Chrono. So here we are. Nanami is being a big sister who is scared of ghosts and sending her little brother to take care of it for her. Meanwhile, he's just like, whatever, peace out. No, he's not. You said for me to go check it out, Nanami. I went to go do that. So that silhouette might have looked familiar. It's a cat. Wakaba's like, I think there might be a real explanation for this, maybe. By the way, you have a party. You should maybe take them seriously and not put Tengar in the front row. Just a thought, maybe, possibly. I should have probably leveled up characters. Alright. So somebody came running from this way. Everybody's snoozing. I can run into their rooms. Look at me being obnoxious. Hello! Hello! They don't have anything to say to me. I'm probably going the wrong way. Nope. Nanami is not enjoying this. Everybody's actually sleeping. This is how you know it's high school and not actually university. If this were a university, no matter what time of day it was, some of these kids would be up. There's like light coming through the windows. Nanami has concerns. Hello. Alright. Oh, was there nobody in this? Okay, no. Hold on. Oh, you can kind of see that one's an appraiser over there because of the magnifying glass and a weird sculpture. And this one is, I guess, a rune master because that's a crystal. Oh man, Dover, I don't think I ever had that while I was living on campus, but that's definitely happened during conventions while staying in the convention hotel. Bye, Game Master! Thanks for dropping by. It was good to meet you. And we'll see you in Discord. Feel free to say hello if you want to. The Nami is not happy with all of this. She's like, maybe it was a bad idea to follow a ghost in a scary place. It's the same sort of thing that Necklord has had. Oh, excellent, Game Master. Look at you. You are on top of things. Well, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you around. Maybe for Hades? It'll be a Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Because my schedule is actually accurate for the first time in like a year. Alright. Just realized part of this song also fits into the battle song that no, I wanted to go back and do that. There's an optional thing. Hold on. We're gonna go back in here and we're gonna pull this. Is this where we came from? Hold on. Oh no, this is okay. Hold on. I'm probably doing something wrong here. Okay, so you'll notice that actually carried us from the dormitory to the school, like, class building. Oh, let's see, is Amelia here? No, she's not. Yes, secret tunnels. The Nami's back. That translation, I think, was probably a little rough there. Do you recognize the silhouette? Oh, man. Do you recognize that silhouette? Do you know who it is? I'm glad that they actually wrote distinctive dialogue for characters. Because Wakaba is over here wanting to do fighting game mechanics on him. Flick's like, yeah, yes, that. Alright, Flick. Yes, change the formation. Flick does not go in the back row. Okay. God, Wakaba has so much health. So much health. That's right, Blues. Eh? Oh, Nanami. Let's see what they all say. Oh, Nanami, you're very convincing. Oh man, I played Among Us for the first time last Friday with some friends. Well, with a friend and her friends. But it was actually pretty fun. So Meg is recognizing that there's technology involved. I enjoyed it. I couldn't figure out what I was doing most of the time, but they all understood and didn't mind. And consequently were not suspicious of me when they should have been. Because I was like, I only know one half of the ship. So when I was the imposter, I went and killed somebody on the other side of the ship that I didn't know, and then I ran right back to the room that I usually go to, and nobody thought it was me. I'm not really a big fan of that genre per se, but it was fun. It was chill. Oh man, Meg going full Ghostbuster would be something. So yes, the statue is shockingly the thing to interact with. Man, if I were like a rich, awesome person who could hire an architect to build myself whatever thing I want, like it would have to have secret passageways. Notice that's grass. It goes outside. Nanami thinks he's awesome. I appreciate that. Like, I appreciate that she appreciates him. Like, you know, that's nice and wholesome. So here we are, back of the school. Snuck out the back entrance. Where are we going? Late at night or early morning? It's hard to say. Oh no! There's melon zoos. They're melon zoos. They're melon zoos. I don't know. I bet it's a literal translation that would make more sense in the original language and culture, but doesn't. All right. Yes, by the way. Oh, what is that called? What is it called? The fighting game characters who do those? Oh, melon creature. Okay, that makes sense, Serious Inc. What is the name? Like Ken and Ryu and yes, Shotokan, that's it. Thank you, Nick. She's that. Might as well take out the one that's bigger. And just everybody else can just punch it. I used to know people who liked fighting games, so I know a few things about fighting games. $236p tech? I don't know what you mean. Protect mist. Radio's mom didn't do a very good job with that. Oh, okay. Quarter circle forward and punch. Yeah. Oh, they do have the melon texture. They're creepers, but with melons on their heads. Yeah. So like... So I've been playing through Final Fantasy VI with a friend who doesn't know anything about fighting games. So I took charge of Sabin. The D-pad on my controller doesn't work very well, so I'm not great at getting his blitzes off, but I was like trying to explain things to her, and she was just like, I have no idea what that means. It's like, okay. Suikoden didn't get a fighting game because they stopped. Like, the Suikodens stopped. Don't eat Flick! That's so mean! Will you stop? I'm gonna throw whatever it is the Tengar's throwing at your face. Ha! Take that. Do I need to heal? But see, the thing is, I feel that Dynasty Warriors would actually undermine everything about the Suikoden series, because Dynasty Warriors makes war feel like nothing. Like, you're just, like, slaughtering hundreds of enemies everywhere you go, and there's no consequence to it, which is, like, that's what the gameplay is. But since in Suikoden, oh, these guys do not look nice. Monward. Monward! I don't know. I really don't know, folks. But since Suikoden is about feeling how horrible war is, I feel like just running down hundreds of people like it's nothing would kind of go counter. And like, there's the wonderful, oh, you're probably right, Blue Glass. I'm not good at this. Monster Flower, that makes sense. Hi, Ellie, how are you doing? You beat the game a couple days ago. Well, congratulations. It seems like you were enjoying it the last I heard. I hope you had a good time. Is Chrono saying hi backwards? Here we go. Something suspicious. There's a little house in the back. Nanami's still on this ghost thing. Not that she believes that there's ghosts or anything. Certainly not. Excellent, Ellie. Well, good. Yes, Suikoden II will break your heart. It is a beautiful and painful game. As the best stories often are. I was like, no. I like that Mercurius. That's really interesting. Didn't the Ogre Battle writer write one of these other games that is darkish? Oh, very nice. We're his allies. We're trying to help you and Teresa. Oh my god, Shin. Stop being so serious. Flick like, oh my god, man, stop. Flick just has no patience for this. Yeah, Shin's whole deal is spider themed. Falika's really sad. She does not want to see more fighting. Final Fantasy Tactics, that's it. Okay, I do kind of want to play through Tactics at some point. I might. Hi, Lady Teresa. Shin does look really cool, that's true, but he's also been a little bit of a dummy in this scene. Well, I love, like, Palika just starts crying. She cannot stand to see any more fighting. We're literally the opposite of your enemies here. Shin would go on the drama scale, yes. Oh man, I have a friend who's super into Vagrant Story, and she's apparently started writing Vagrant Story fanfic again. She's like, there's 3 of us, but we're all very excited about it together. That was a game my sister and I tried playing back in the day and did not get into. Shin doesn't want to believe us. So you can't see, but I think on the back of his outfit there's a spider symbol. We've come to save you. So Teresa got scarred and traumatized. Ah, here we go. We're gonna get the story. Music. I don't know how many times I've listened to this song before, but it's amazing. And that's the Reminiscence theme playing. Yeah. Joey is very clever. It's an effective tactic pulled from some sort of real world historical inspiration, probably on more than one occasion. Um, it's interesting because when you have games about war or like a conflict, you'll have characters who are supposed to be um, strategic geniuses. Um, oh my god, Chrono! Oh my god, Chrono! Okay, sorry. So, we just got the reveal of what Joey's strategy was. We just found out what happened. So, to sum up quickly, the Highland army released the soldiers from use that had been their prisoners, gave them their weapons back, and sent them into, we're like, here, go to Greenhill. Um, and, uh, and everyone was like, oh, cool, this is great, we're gonna be friends. And then the Highland army set up camp outside and besieged them, and they went through their food at twice the rate. And so then they turned on each other, and the Muse soldiers fought and killed a lot of people in Greenhill, taking over the food stores. So it's very effective. The music's also really, really good. So yeah, our boy is very clever, and he got the job done with fewer casualties than if there had been an all-out battle. Like, he didn't necessarily have enough soldiers to take it in a fair fight. So this both guaranteed his victory, or gave him a victory, and caused less casualties. But also, it's okay. Nobody's mad at you. We're like, oh no, credit, because we're like, but it's like a funny frustration thing, and nobody's actually mad. Don't worry. Um, but yeah, having a character who's supposed to be clever, like, because they don't present Joey as though he's like an absolute tactical genius the way they do with some of the Silverbergs and Shu, but to have this kind of cleverness be convincing is very difficult. Because I have read plenty of things and played plenty of things where like they're like, oh, this character is so smart. And I'm like, wow, that's a really dumb plan, and it only works because it needs to work. And so that's hard to get around. And you can write around it by either not sharing the plan or going like super Sherlock Holmesy, where you set it up specifically in this convoluted way and then explain and walk the reader or the audience through it. Or you can have really clever people, and if you're not very clever, just borrow from somebody else's cleverness. So looking at history for inspiration for how did people deal with situations like this in real world war, as a writer, it's a very, very good idea. And knowing like which of these historical, these historical decisions and strategies and things would make narrative sense and develop my characters the way I want them to, is really cool. But yeah, no, Joey is very clever. And he's been clever since the beginning. They don't present him as like a super genius. That's the thing. It's like they'll talk about the strategic genius of the Silverbergs. They don't necessarily try to do that with Joey, but he is clever and he like what he does works. So yeah, just draw inspiration. So let that be a thing, that if you are a writer who feels intimidated because your characters are cleverer than you are, get those answers from somewhere else. Although it is really funny. I'm just going to go off on a tangent a bit, which doesn't have anything to do with the fact that there's a very dramatic thing that's just been revealed in game. We'll get back to it in a second. But when I was playing my character in the Suikoden tabletop game that my ex ran, and she was very clever, and I felt like I couldn't be I was like, I'm not clever, I'm not strategic, I don't solve problems, I don't piece things together and figure out what to do next. I can't do that, but I have to try to figure out how to do it with her. Well, those are actually, turns out that that was a latent superpower that I did not realize at the time that I was tapping into. But strategy is now what I do for my day job, and piecing things together and figuring out a way through things is how I write, and also how I pick apart stories in games and determine what I think is happening. But at the time, I didn't think that those were attributes I had. Yeah. So back to the seriousness of what's happening. So Teresa feels like an absolute failure because she did not see through Joey's clever cruelty, and she could not stop things. Which is, in a way, like running away like this because you're feeling bad about yourself when you have the responsibility to take care of your people is kind of a more selfish and immature, if understandable and very human thing to do. But also she like can't fight either, and she will be killed if she's found. So it's like one of those complicated things where like she's not really willing at this point. She's not really willing or ready to do more, but she's also not throwing herself out there to sacrifice herself. And I don't know. I like Teresa. I find her interesting. I think some of what they do a little bit with Teresa, like kind of like you know, what does it mean to have this pressure put on you and these expectations of what you're supposed to do as a leader. They do that with a character in Suikoden III very well. So that's, I think, a theme that they're particularly, like, I think that's a question they're particularly interested in exploring. So if we play Suikoden III, you can look forward to that. I like how Flick doesn't reassure him. He's just like, stop. Flick is not impressed with Shin. Wakama, thank you. School, not a bad thing. So are you a history student? You've got a book on your desk. Are you a floral student? You've only got flowers on your desk. I don't think that was in the curriculum that we saw. Yes, blues. This pro school propaganda. Fortunately, the kids don't seem to have been affected by what happened in town. Is there anything else I need to do in town? I got Amelia. I can't think of anyone else that I saw to be able to recruit. Well, they established the cafeteria food is good, or at least Nanami really likes it. Which I suppose doesn't necessarily mean it's good, but, you know. Is there anything else that I need to be doing here? I need to cover this song. Okay. Let's go sharpen weapons. Tsunami isn't pawn. Where's my food? Period. Why does Meg have an assassin's dagger? I suppose because if an assassin's dagger is one of those things where like the blade sinks into the hilts, that is technological, so it kind of makes sense. Well, since two of my characters were already sharpened all the way up, we only lost a third of our money. Yes. Is this worth getting? I don't know if I'm going to use Hicks, but I suppose we could. We've mostly been using girls in the party, which I don't have any objections to. Is there anything I needed to attach to anyone? Nobody can use a blue gate rune yet. Oh, I already have one of those. Okay. Well. Okay, so we've sharpened. Time to go. No, Flick, I had to sharpen my weapons so I could pummel the bad guy in the face better. You should appreciate that, Flick. You should respect that. All right, I think we're done. Flick is such a good character. Like, he's so good in combat too. Like, he's just, I really like Flick. He's really great. Okay, Walkabout. I keep forgetting how much health she has. Hey, Dosmea, good to see you. Drive-by high five. Uh-oh. This can only bode well. Everybody's gathered in the square. I like that. So it's Raud. We love him. Luca. That's a good question. That would be Raud. Yes. His very nice suit. Does this matter? Is this one of the questions that matters? 'Cause I know some of them do. Okay. I'm gonna follow her then. That is a very meaningful and significant ... Fitcher is great. I'm sorry, he's a great character. like, he's a really good addition to the team, I think. A really good addition to our army. Joey is still standing there. I don't even know that he turns his back on you, but he turns away from you. But I mean, if we think about this, Joey, you know, here is the little girl who has become like his family. The boy he's loved, presumably been in love with for years. And his sister, who is also like family, who he has knowingly betrayed or let down in a profound way. And he knows that people died because of his actions and his decisions, and they know it too. And I think Joey knows that they can take Roud. Flick is not impressed. Yeah, let's just go ahead and just beat up one of the ones with the crossbow. It's generally a good idea to take out the ones with the crossbow first, you know? I actually don't know how... Mercurius, I don't know enough about... Then, Mommy! You're like eating that guy's ankle. I don't know enough about football to fully get what you're saying, but I think that makes sense, yeah. But like, no matter how upset, like no matter how committed he is, which at this point in the game we don't know how committed he is. He's shown what seems like a good deal of commitment. He's willing to let people. He's willing to get people killed on his command. But it seems like it would be a bit different to cause the death of these people that he loves more than anything in the world. Tangar is being smart. Veggie sandwiches, puddings, pizzas, toasts. Okay. That's fine and valid, Ellie, but I also grew up in Texas, so... Which is not to say that I like American football. I would say I hate American football, but it's what I think of because I grew up in a very, very, very football-heavy culture. So, all right, let's fight some dudes. What? But there are only 2 of you on the map. Lies. Okay, maybe we'll go after you this time. Although I suppose, actually, let's just go ahead and just... Yes, she's literally Sakura from Street Fighter. Like that is exactly what they're going for with Wakaba. She's a little less something. but I don't know what that something is. But yeah, like no, she's definitely like she shows up and you're like, oh, it's Sakura. Suppose that is true, Silk Alive doll. Oh, is this not? Oh, right, never mind. This is how we got here. There's that secret passageway. No, we want... Oh, hello, children. Right. I'm not even familiar with Australian football. Oh no, more guys! We don't even say anything, we just fight them. Alright. My goodness. There was some punching. Some considerable punching. Oh good! Meg just neatly like jumped back and away from that. A very tidy block. Dweebro Septia? Is that how I say your name? Hello and welcome. We are playing through Suikoden II. It's one of my favorite games. So I have played it before, but others who are in the chat have not seen it before. So I am talking about what happens in the story while trying to avoid spoiling it for them. So feel free to join. Are you a Suikoden fan? We're just gonna punch everybody in the face with whatever weapons we've got. Oh my gosh. Kick, 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 kick. Well, that took care of that. Good job, team. Firewall. We are now protected against internet badness. Yeah. And Flick, who is not emotionally attached to Joey, although I think that he did like respect and care about what happened to Joey, he's not so emotionally invested that he can't see what's happening. Like, one thing I really like is when Flick and Victor try to keep, Riou and Joey, like, they basically lock up the kids because they're like, these kids are gonna do something dumb and get themselves killed. So if we lock them in our basement while we try to fix that, then ideally they won't go and do something stupid and get themselves killed. Dover actually really, really likes Meg. Right? That's yours, right, Dover? There's a couple of viewer favorite characters that we put in the party. And I'm making sure that I'm connecting the right viewer to the right favorite. Probably. You do indeed, Erno. Yes, this is a PlayStation 1 game. No, don't eat Flick! Please do not. Yeah, so at the beginning of the stream I was talking about like how they right, we're curious. I keep forgetting that you're a crim apologist. But at the beginning of the stream today I was talking about the way that they choose which characters you can bring to Greenhill. Alright, Flick, could you try not to get eaten alive by giant plants this time? I think we're able to take them out this way, so... I suppose there's got to be somebody who's a fan of every game character. Yeah, I mean, Eiley is a great character, and I would put her in, but we needed a caster. have Tengar. I don't know that there are tons of Kryn apologists. I've known a lot of Suikoden fans over the years. And there are people who like really weird and random characters, but Kryn is not popular. You may be the only one. Hi, Brandomania. How are you doing? We just, we just found out about what Joey's been up to. His cold strategy. Like, I love that for all that Nina is this, like, ridiculous, like, silly head-in-the-clouds teenage girl, like, this is actually really cool of her, you know? Like... Oh, thank you, Sean! I'm so glad that so many people that I know are getting their vaccinations. Like, it's good. It's good to see that happening. Hopefully, before the next 2 months are over, I will have had a chance to get mine. We'll see. But no, so I like, for all that they play Nina for laughs, like, actually she's pretty cool. Like... That's not how it works. That's not how it works at all, Teresa. Like, she is strong and foolish. All right. Time to go back the way we came. But going back and forth here doesn't really feel pointless. Alright, so I guess we'll just fight the Holly Boys. Oh no! We got Holly Boyed! Oh no, she got ballooned! Bye-bye, Meg. By the way, if you ever wondered what the balloon stabs effect did, why we had pointy hats mean that can't happen to you. Oh, she didn't float off. How come Meg floated off but Tengar didn't? Oh, spinach juice. Oh, my bag is full. That's not good. What do I have? I bet I have some trash that I don't need. I mean, not that spinach juice. Oh, I need to drop off some recipes. Could probably drop some of this. Based on the number. Because I thought it would take more than one balloon, but then Meg just flew off. Look at all this stuff I've got. Man, I've got lots of stuff. Well, let's use some healing items. Yum, yum. Medicine. Delicious. There are things that I like that have spinach in them, but spinach in itself is not my favorite. I don't like things that are bitter, and greens tend to be quite bitter. Back to imprisoned town. Teresa. He is not doing this because of your house name. She's sometimes a little dumb. Flick is on board with this. He does not think this whole turning herself in plan is a very good idea. Oh! Oh, I forgot that balloons continue. Well, that's all right. Bye, Meg. Hopefully I can fix that before another fight. Don't shoot me. I don't want that. Did people float off if they had enough balloons handcuffed to them? Okay, let's see if we can not be. Bye, Meg. I'm sorry. I don't remember what Tengar is wearing, but maybe. Sorry, you just have to deal with me singing. I can't not sing along with the battle theme in this game. Notice Riou would not just kill a child in front of him in this situation. I mean, if I remember correctly, he didn't get his hands dirty with his Unicorn Brigade either, but... Hey, Paige! Hello again, and welcome. That's fair, Chrono. It is very faint praise, but it is true. Well, I think that's how Nina's the one who manages to push through him, and he kind of freaks out, like, what the heck? Because here's a kid pushing him aside. Like, what are you gonna do? Draw your sword on this teenage girl? In this situation, no. But Nina's actually really cool. That's the thing. Like, they set her up to be, like, hilarious, and she is very funny. We get her good laughs at her expense. But, like, I think she's a cool character. And the people from Muse realizing, like, that was terrible. We should not have done any of that. And people will do terrible things sometimes if they're hungry to protect themselves or the people they care about. So she carries in her the hopes of her people. This is one of those things that is pretty much solely symbolic. It's not like Teresa can offer up a strategy to help them win. It's not like she is the thing keeping the town together with her, like, you know, brilliant leadership skills or whatever. But people believe in her, and having somebody that they believe in, like, there's a reason why morale is such a big deal in these games. Like, yes, symbols are important. Which for a cynical person can sometimes, I think, for cynical people can be hard to believe, but... Shin is helping. I wonder if he's young. I guess we can always ask Richmond. Oh, right. Somebody remind me to do something about that when we're done fighting the monster flowers. Monwers. I don't even know if I have needles. We'll see. But it won't work on Meg because she's not here. See if I have needles. If not, well, we'll just have a good time. Item. Oh, I do have needles. Look at that. All right. Bam. They both kind of look like Highlanders. Pale aristocratic looking blondes. Alright, just punch, 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 punch. Oh, you can cast it out of battle. I forgot that that was an option. Look. I'm good at video games, but I'm not. And I never made any claims to being able to remember how gameplay and mechanics work. I know you can. I just forgot that that was I just forgot that that existed. Look, someone was talking on Twitter about somebody playing both Ken and Ryu, and I was like, wait, is there a new show? Did an actor change? Is this a wrestling thing? What's going on? And they're like, no, Lord. It's a competitive Street Fighter player who changed which character he plays with in competitions. And I was like, right! There's a competitive fighting game world! That makes more sense than thinking an actor changed which of the Street Fighter characters he was performing as. Shin is 27, okay. He's old enough that I can say he's being silly instead of young. Alright. We run back. Fight a bunch of these guys. think we want to take out a melon zoo. I think we also want to take out a melon zoo. Actually, so the music actually continues even though you don't hear it. I think is what we just discovered. Maybe. Maybe not actually now that I think about it. I'm never not gonna sing along with the battle theme. It's like Final Fantasy X's battle theme. Oh no, the Highlanders are following me, the worst. Wait. Rune against one of these guys, yeah. There we go. That's a more efficient way of taking them out. Got it. Alright, so the soldiers are gaining. What is Meg's rune? Water and trick. What does the trick rune do? Oh, okay. She can bring out her, mech? I don't know. Hi, Shin. It's Roud again. We hate you so much, Roud. You already tried that, Roud. If you'll recall, you were monologuing. Yes, she has the trickster rune. Shin and Flick get each other here. They have a moment of understanding. I mean, like obviously Flick is going to protect her because A, he's going to protect people. B, we need her to survive this for like political and strategic reasons. And C, he gets it. He's like, ah, this is a man who is desperately in love and wants to protect the person he loves more than anything in the world. I understand. So, honorable boys, yes. Yes. He's swearing on his sword Odessa. As a reminder to those of us who know, he understands why this is important. Skills engraved upon my soul. Divine Assault. Needle and Molesty. Anyway. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Or can we go out there and fight? Yes, I think more... I think Shin belongs there more than, Very curious. I like that. That's funny. My phone just like popped up to let me know that it's snowing tomorrow. It's like late April. Is that what happens up north? Snowing in late April? I can't go back and do anything, right? I just have to get out of here. I don't think there's anything more for me to do in this area. Right? Okay. I didn't just doom Shin or anything like that, right? Like, the story will do what the story's gonna do at this point, right? Do let me know if I'm about to do something dumb, because I don't remember everything. But I don't think there's anything else to do here. Okay. Yeah, I'm playing through that game with somebody right now, and I suspect that she's gonna really like Shadow. So we're gonna be doing that, naturally. Alright, I'm just gonna keep going. Yes, that was a Final Fantasy VI reference. Which I'm all about, so. Alright, everybody else just hit them. Good night, Seal and Mortar. Oh, I guess this would be quite late. Have a good night's rest, and thank you for coming by. It's good to see you again. There's a treasure chest. Oh man. Tonberries are bad news. No, I want the treasure chest! Treasure chests are also bad news. Apparently. Okay. Alright. They're gonna take care of that one. Bam, 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 bam. Can you have a trapped mimic? It seems like you would have only one or the other. Like, 2 is definitely excessive. I don't want to have to fight this, but I guess I will. Oh, we're approaching some big quote number, I think, and I don't remember which one it is, but I think we're approaching the lead number. Trapped mimic swallows you and then explodes. That's no good. That's no good. Man, kids these days aren't gonna know the elite number. Yeah, we can try out the trick rune. Goodbye, firewall. Cool. I don't even know what the Chimera rune does, but it's a rune, so it seems like it's probably a better choice. Oh, I was gonna try out Meg's trick rune. Well, we'll get there. Bam, 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 and also bam. Wow, I got a lot of money back. Oh. Well, hopefully I didn't miss anything important. Kick it up a notch? And please do let me know if we hit a conversation that has significance to outcomes later in the game. I should just look up some of that stuff. Guess we'll make him ... back at us. I want to talk about what they're doing from a narrative perspective here, but I will let us finish this scene first. Does it? Hold on, I'm gonna check something. Okay. Sorry, I want to make sure. Okay. Then which one do we want to choose here? ... That seems like that's the preferred option. And it leaves you. So, we don't really get the answers that you want, Chrono, do we? But he does seem to be pretty well set in his ways here. He's trying to. He thinks he can do it, and he doesn't want you to suffer along the way. But you notice how, like, relatively cold he is to them? Not because he doesn't care, but I think because he kind of has to be. Because if he lets himself feel like anything there, he can't do it. He's already presumably numbing himself somewhat, given all that he's had to do in order to be a strategist for the Highland Army, working for Luca. Just the way Raud calls him the commander. He is not on your side, Joey. This would be a great game to play through without knowing what was happening next on stream. I love the writing, the depth, the nuance, the characterization, the complexity, everything about the Suikoden games are just really good. Isn't it? Yet no one likes Luca Blight. Well, that's another thing that's so effective about Luca Blight as a character, is that, like, people want to stop him because he does massive damage to everything he touches. So yeah, he hasn't straight up told us everything that's going on in his head, but by this point we have some guesses that we can make based on the information we have available. Because really, who else really stands a chance? Like, Luca is both phenomenally physically powerful, phenomenally, like, he can just mow entire towns over with his army. He's the crown prince. Like, what's gonna happen? Who's gonna say no to him? It's not an easy situation. And yeah, of the two, Seed is less sympathetic than Kulgan, but... Hello. God, I love this song. It's so pretty. It's one of the prettiest songs in the game. It's a great soundtrack. I love that they had a different song for each part of Two River. Oh, stop by the rune shop? Okay, where is the rune shop? There it is. Ah! I can go through doors. Ah! Hi, Jean. They put a lot of detail on her sprite work so that you know what her outfit is and how much or not it covers. She's just going around making little boys' heads explode with her massive quantities of exposed cleavage. That doesn't sound good. I'm not anything that halves my defense. No, thank you. Oh, sorry. Thank you for letting me know that I could just... Another recruit at the Kobold Village? Alright, let's go do that. While we're in this part of the world. I don't remember who else it would be. So we'll just look around and see if anyone looks distinctive. Maybe so. I've always called her Jean, so I just call her Jean, but... So many doggies. Ah! Oh no, Yuzu! You say I don't care. We're gonna go find some sheep for this precious child. I should probably have saved at some point. Hello, sheep. Mr. Sheep. You're awesome. Good luck. She's super cute. And yes, now we have sheep. Oh. Oh. Okay, first I need to get this. Alright. That's true. She does have a citrus name. Oh man, and Nami's just over there taking care of business. Yes, I remember that one chest I specifically skipped. Is this it? Do I want to skip this chest again? Okay, I will skip this chest again. Thank you for reminding me, because I was definitely heading towards it. I was like, that's strange. Why is this chest not opened? Okay. Are we going to go do what I think we're going to go do? Should be able to handle this, no problem. Just whack them over the head with a weapon, kick them in the face with your foot. Oh, and use Meg's rune, yes. Sorry. I don't remember how to get through. What about this treasure chest? Is this one okay? Or are they all bugged in this place? Okay. I will avoid them all. We can do that. Should we explain why they're here? All right. Oh, hello. I should probably have used some unites or runes or things, but... Is it Siegfried time? Hello, sheepy. Okay. But you can see how I might think that. Alright. Wakaba, take care of business. Don't get pummeled. Do the pummeling. Just the lamb? Oh, is that all I need? Okay. So should I head out of here? Dinner. Do I even have an escape? Probably not. Yeah, I should probably keep those around sometimes. Huh. Okay, interesting. Well, my inventory's all full anyway, so. Man, when is Siegfried? Siegfried is in this game, right? I'm not thinking of one of the later Suikodens, right? I'm saying the name, so there's no spoilers for anybody. Okay. Okay, thank you. I was beginning to think maybe I was just, like, confusing. I should probably save. Let's save. There's the end. No! The Sierra Protocol, is that save any opportunity that you can get to save because you never know when you might screw yourself over? Is it that Sierra that we're talking about? Save early and often, take everything that's not nailed down. Although that's specifically King Graham's. I'm glad that we're all on the same page. Oh man, my sister's been playing through the old text adventures and, well, parser adventures, and now she's moving on to the point and clicks. So it's been interesting to hear her talk about playing, like, what she played through one of the space quests that we never played as kids, and has been playing through the rest of the Monkey Islands, which she's super into. 100% full, Grandma? Yeah. Yeah, dumplings. Yeah, that is it right there. Hi, Rick Nicholas. Man. Speaking of grandmas. Actually, I don't know if that is a grandma. I think it maybe it's just a cloth wrapped around her head. I like that we can just, like, reference, like, Sierra games here. That makes me happy. I enjoy Sierra games. Alright. Yes, we'll go to... Is Space Quest 4 the one with the time traveling stuff in it? Because if so, that's the one that she really liked. Oh, interesting. Apple was involved. Apple's parents were involved in that war. Who should we research now? Yes, that's one. My sister was surprised just how much she liked that Space Quest. We were always King's Quest kids growing up, more than Space Quest. King's Quest is much more my sense of humor. Hayo, we want to look at Iron. Oh, that's right, we were researching Hayo, weren't we? Where is he? That was Taiho, not the same as Hayo. Oh man, Rick Nicholas, yes. Richmond is like the epitome of cool. His music is super cool. He's super cool. He's a hard-boiled detective. Oh, excuse me, hard-boiled investigator. Hayo is also 27. I assume the people who made this game were much younger when they made this game. They're like, 27 seems like a full-grown adult. So Quest for Glory, I have actually never played one, and I was gifted Quest for Glory by an ex-friend. I was going to stream it, but then we became ex-friends. So maybe someday. So I got distracted by the music. Did I turn on instant enrichment? Well, I put it in the cheat thing, but I don't know if I have to do something to activate it. I guess we'll find out. No, I didn't. Okay, well, I'll activate it properly next time. Where is Yuzu again? Is she out? Is she around here? Yes. Isn't there a glitch where if you have multiple recipes in your inventory and it triggers a thing with Hayo, you might lose some of them? Because if so, I'll put them in storage and check and make sure that we're not going to have a Hayo story. We will definitely be checking the suggestion box. Aww. Oh, is that so? Okay, I knew that some people were talking about something having that problem. Multiple tomatoes. Okay, well, we don't have multiple tomatoes. All right, Iron Chef time. I'm so glad that Chrono is enjoying this as much as the rest of us. Cake recipe. Very exciting. La, 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 la. Cake battle. So we know that the enemy is going to use cake because they're going to give us the recipe, and they always use the recipe at some point. I want cake. Hi, Vulcan Raven. Yes, I can't not sing along with the music in this game. I'm sorry. I can't resist it. There must have been some rough meals for Riou growing up. Oh gosh, okay. Nanami likes everything, if I remember correctly. Oh my god, they never respond. She actually replies to what he says. Amazing. Amazing. Oh, that sounds like so much fun, Silk Alive Doll. That is a good way to spend being snowed in. Did you then, like, cook with what you had? Did you Iron Chef whatever you had in the kitchen? So, I'm going to take a moment to talk about, for anyone who hasn't seen my baking or cooking streams, which I'm going to try to do another of those at some point. My party trick is what I call found cake, where I make a cake without recipes or measurements or whatever, and I just put things together and make a cake. Or another dessert. A cake is the thing that's most reliable for me. It's fun. And so if I go to somebody's house and do this, because it's a party trick, I do it when I go to someone's house. They get really excited and they hang out while I do this. It's a great spectator event. But if they have a well-stocked kitchen, they get to assign me challenge ingredients. I've done it in a paleo kitchen before. And I've done it in kitchens of people who don't cook. So I could make a cake next time, Chadu. I did a birthday cooking stream where I baked my birthday cake on stream. Have I done any cooking streams since then? I don't know if I have. So the thing is, Ellie, I am a perfectionist. And it is very, very hard for me to do something wrong, especially in front of other people. So part of my singing along with things on stream, when I'm singing along with the melody, that's one thing, but sometimes I'll start kind of harmonizing or making a counter melody or something. And when I do that on stream, that is me taking a risk and doing something that is very scary. Improvisation is super scary. So the reason why I bake without recipes is because it forces me to put aside being a perfectionist. Most of the time, my baking turns out at least reasonably well. Like it's almost always edible. Sometimes it's not what I was trying to make. Sometimes it turns into something else. Sometimes it's a failure, but it's a tasty failure, and that's fine. Jazz baking. Oh, maybe so, Black Labud. That's a good way of putting it. Kind of like an improvisational baking thing. Yeah, and like I've baked enough that I have a pretty decent sense of how things go together, especially like if I've got a banana in there, it's gonna turn out just matter what it is. Like, you know, chocolate banana cake, peanut butter banana cake, banana bread, banana lime cake, whatever, it's fine, I've got this. Like that's like my like secret ingredient strength. Baking is a science, but it's also a bit of an art. Like, people think of it as being precise, and if you want exactly replicatable results, yes, it is a science and you should follow the measurements. But if you generally know what you're doing well enough, you can make something functional. It won't be the same every time, but it'll function. Now, I've never worked in a kitchen, because again, if you work in a kitchen, you have to have predictable results. So having a recipe is very important for that. But for me, baking. So I've joined a local baking Facebook group, and I've started using the term chaos baking. So there's a bunch of chaos bakers. I'm not the only one, which is delightful. And others are like, I want to start chaos baking too. It's great. It's so much fun. Someone was like, I'm a chaos baker, but I want to make sourdough bread. Can you chaos bake that? And everyone's like, not really. Chaos baking is super, super fun. Okay, so Vulcan Raven, if you have a toaster oven, you can bake in that. If you have a microwave, you can bake in that. I've done that. I can give you some tips. Chaos baking is really fun. Well, okay, how's this? Saturdays are my grab bag free-for-all streaming days, and I will do whatever. Do you want to do chaos baking this week? Or next week, maybe? So I can make sure I've got the ingredients. It might be better to do that next week. But we can do a chaos baking thing, yeah. So I generally stream at noon on Saturdays, and those will be anything from music streams to creative sprints to art to baking. So yeah, we can do a baking stream on Saturday. And we can even, like, I can give people a chance to vote on ingredients. We did a fundraiser once for the one time that I participated in the St. Jude thing. Was a pay to put chaos ingredients in my baking. And we wound up making a strawberry cornbread cake, which was a cornberry cake, and it was a huge failure. It was amazing. The person who paid for it, she lived in Austin and was somebody I knew in real life, so she came over to eat the cake later, and it had rotted by the time she came over. Because it had too much moisture, because when you're baking with fresh berries, you have to really compensate for that. And I didn't. I kind of knew what I was getting into, but it didn't matter. So yeah, the cornberry cake incident, I think, might be findable on YouTube if you want to watch the cornberry episode. Nick, you weren't the one most responsible for it. A former mod was. We could do a tonberry cake. Well, we can do a cake that's inspired by, because I don't think I streamed it because I didn't have internet access in my kitchen when I lived in Pennsylvania, but I did make a Dark Souls inspired cake. It was spicy, it was dark chocolate, it had a hole in the middle, it was a ring, so it was hollow. My favorite cake is probably a banana cake. I really like, yeah, fresh food is very tricky. Like, if you're making something that's like dry, you can work in like blueberries, but strawberries leach moisture worse than blueberries. So, yeah. So we can come up with ingredients or a theme or something like that. I don't know if I can get ingredients for this Saturday. So this Saturday maybe like a music stream, but we can set a time on the calendar for, sorry, YouTube, you should tune in and watch that. If it's a good stream, I'll archive it and put it on YouTube too. So how's that? May the 1st, Chaos Baking stream. We will determine between now and then what the parameters for the Chaos Baking stream will be. That's exciting. So, banana cake and banana bread, like, it's like proportion of fat and sugar. There's more if it's a cake. It's very similar. Because that'll give me a chance to get buttermilk or sour cream if we're baking a cake. I would want to have those on hand. Especially if we wind up putting cocoa powder in. We need to make up that moisture somehow. Because that dries it out. I had a bad bunch of years of making really dry chocolate cakes. Oh my god! You've never had banana bread or banana cake. Yeah, so banana cake is like a particularly rich banana bread that you put like cream cheese icing on. Or like peanut butter cream cheese icing and then also chocolate ganache like I did for my birthday cake, and then I had like a caramelized banana layer in the middle. It's good. It's a good combination. And I have some bananas that were too green when I got them, so they might be ready by next Saturday. Alright, yeah. Banana anything is good. Oh my god. Okay, Black Leved, well, if you're free on Saturday, May 1st, perhaps we can make a banana bread or a banana cake on stream. We could even do multiple things, and we could do like a chaos dessert and then a chaos banana dessert. Or not, like less desserty. Because like I can make banana bread in my sleep. So it in itself is not very chaotic necessarily. But I baked chaos peanut butter oatmeal chocolate chip cookies last week, and I was eating them instead of meals because I've been having some problems lately with my not always the best relationship with food. So if food is triggering to anybody, my apologies. I can try to be more careful about it, but I understand that I'm eating normal food again. I had a blueberry oatmeal that I made from scratch for dinner, which is a real mood. Yes, don't bake while sleeping. That, yes. Don't generally do that. It's really good. Well, Black Leved, I kind of want to like ask, like, you know, well, what do you think of like pumpkin bread? Do you not like bananas? Because cooked bananas and baked goods take on a different flavor, especially if you freeze it first and it converts the starches to sugars. It's just so good. Anyway, as you can probably tell, we could even do a chaos cooking and baking thing. We could just Iron Chef it up. Like, we can figure out. Oh, that sounds awesome, seriously. But one thing I want to do is I want to do a cook-along or a bake-along where I tell people in advance what the ingredients are and what the recipe is, and then we work on it together, which I did back in 2016 and 2017, back when I streamed regularly. No, pumpkin pie is different. A quick bread. So pumpkin pie is a custard. Pumpkin bread is a quick bread, which is to say it's a bread that's not made with yeast. It's a bread that's made with baking soda and baking powder. So, we could do this. The power in our hands. And we're gonna listen to this song while we do it. Oh man, I hate fish. According to Apple. Okay, so Apple likes French food. Which is classy. Oh, what does Ulan like to eat? I bet she likes Chrono. There's like cowboys and like Draculas and like elevators. Like, it's just, the setting in this game has room for everything. French food? Yes. French food is considered fancy by much of the world. Are you French, Ellie? And it's okay if I ask a question you're like, I'd rather not answer. That's okay too. On the other side of the world from Japan, yeah. Oh my god! Okay, Ellie, so... It is very fun and funny to me sometimes to find what the stereotype of a particular part of the world or a particular culture or whatever is. So the French are held up as like French pastry considered like the best. If someone is like a French trained chef or like especially a pastry chef, just like, oh, they must know everything. Which is kind of funny because I know that a lot of French cuisine is like normal person food. So what we might think of as like fancy is like a well done hunter's dish. And that's kind of funny. That's kind of how it goes. But it has this it's like if you're in the US and you have somebody who is a British accent, Americans are going to be like, this person is intelligent and sophisticated. If you have somebody who cooks and they're like French or like French trained, amazing superpowers. Yeah, and like I have not been, obviously I really like baking, and I would say I'm actually pretty good at it, but I don't even tackle most French pastries because they're very complicated, and choux pastry, you have to like, choux pastry is just, you want to challenge me to make me make choux pastry for the first time. That would be an undertaking. Yeah, well, it's funny, and then, so I grew up in the US, but I have a Canadian accent because my mother's Canadian, so now I live in Canada, and everyone thinks that I'm Canadian, which is just funny. Yeah, no, see, that's the thing is, Ellie, because I'm really passionate about cooking and baking, and I know some of these things, I know that traditional French food is countryside food. Oh, I can make blini too. And one of my favorite discoveries of all time, because I love things like this. I love food. I love culture. I love like finding differences between people, and I love language. And all of those things are intersected. So in at least American English, because pancakes are different everywhere. I love pancakes. Cultural like pancakes from different parts of the world just gets me really excited. But there is a saying in American English: the first pancake is for the chef, because the first pancake never turns out right. Pancakes are also one of my comfort foods, so like this is very true. But the first pancake never turns out, so the first pancake is for the chef. Apparently in Russian, the same idiom exists. Like the first blin is for the chef, for the exact same reason, because again, the first one doesn't turn out, so of course you give the best food to your guests. And I just love that. Like, I was just like thrilled beyond words about that. It's so great. Yeah, people, because I grew up in Texas, so people expect me to sound Texan, and I do not. If I say y'all, you can hear the quote marks around it. And if I say sorry, If I try to say sorry like an American, sorry. I can't do it. I can't do it. Sorry. But I grew up in the U.S. I was born in the U.S. I lived my whole life right into the past year and a half in the U.S. surrounded by Americans. The only Canadian in my life was my mother. But I still can't say sorry like an American. And if I say tomorrow, but if I sing Pollyanna, the song Pollyanna, which has the word tomorrow in it, I will sing tomorrow. Oh man, yeah, I grew up in the Metroplex in the North Dallas suburbs. But I spent a decade in Austin. I have a love-hate relationship with Texas. I'm very critical of it, but if people like start insulting it, I come swinging to defend it sometimes. Yeah. Well, so I was raised in Texas by a Canadian and a Brooklynite. It's a fun combination. Yeah. Oh, that's right, Dan! You're from Allen, I'm from Plano. My dad lived in Allen for a few years. So yeah. Oh, you're from Lubbock. Okay. This is fun. Yes. I remember that too. Things kind of turned to soup in my head. Okay, no, I'm not going to apologize for the tangent because this has been super fun. Oh, amazing. Yeah, so I don't have really any Texasisms that I know of. There are a few things. There are things that I thought were my momisms, but they're actually just Canadianisms. Apparently some things that I say are Southernisms, like talking about something being a big ol' something. Apparently that's Southern. I use the Texan names for foods, like it's not country fried steak, it's chicken fried steak. Oh man, we have a linguist who hangs out on our Discord server who is studying 10 languages and going to school for linguistics and is full of information. The weirdest thing shaped like Texas. Are we talking foods or non-foods, Chrono? I really want to bring back some Texas-shaped food next time I go to Texas. Because, the last time I was trying to find the Texas-shaped pasta. God, I don't know what the weirdest Texas-shaped thing is. Lunchables? You can get store-brand Lunchables from H-E-B, which is the, Central Texas-based food grocery store chain that I love so much. But they have Lunchables, store-brand Lunchables that are shaped like Texas. Okay, I will listen to the podcast Away with Words. I listen to The Illusionist sometimes, which is about language. Man. This is good stuff. Yeah. Oh, okay. So the last time that I was in Texas, which was, of course, a year and a half ago for Christmas of 2019, because I haven't been home. I've been in Canada for a year and a half because I can't fly internationally during a global pandemic. But I stopped by, oh my God, Buc-ee's. I stopped by Buc-ee's and I took a lot of photos of Buc-ee's to show my roommate back in Toronto what Texas was like in its pure, most unadulterated form. Oh man. I used to eat Lunchables when I was a kid. The charcuterie trend that's really big right now is basically grown-up Lunchables. It's delightful. I desperately want to learn a second language. I studied French for about 4.5 years and did not learn a lot. And I have, so I mentioned the anxiety that I have about improvisation. speaking a foreign language in front of people taps into that exactly. So I was going to try to learn one of the 3 languages that I want to learn to say something and say that something on stream. And I didn't actually. I did other scary things. I want to. The 3 languages are French, which I have a baseline that I've studied for several years. It was terrible, but I also live in a country where French is one of the official languages. Then there's German, which my mother grew up speaking German as her first language, so I could practice with her, and apparently my accent's not terrible. And I know obscure and old, like archaic, no longer relevant English grammatical rules that are still relevant in German because English is a Germanic language. So I've got that going for me. And then there's Japanese, which I want to study because I work in a field that speaking or understanding some Japanese might actually be useful. Also, I'm a nerd who plays video games. So I don't know, like, of those 3, I can't make up my mind. So, I can understand French as spoken by a child because I was a nanny to a French-Belgian family for a little bit, and their 4-year-old and I could communicate regardless of which language she spoke because she couldn't tell the difference. She was so young. But yeah, I would have loved to have been raised bilingual, but my Jewish father wasn't comfortable with my German mother teaching his children to speak German growing up. So my dad is actually uncomfortable with the thought of me learning German as an adult, which I understand and also think is dumb. Anyway, I don't know what Ulan's food preferences are. So, Vulcan Raven, that's actually a really good point. So I lead workshops on making friends and talking to strangers. Overcoming Shyness is what it's called. So it's an Earthbound reference. And I lead it at conventions. And a lot of the people who come to that are people who they're self-identifying as people who are really, really uncomfortable talking to strangers. But I'm like, we are in here to learn. This is a safe place. I give you permission to make mistakes. Everyone is here for the same reason. We're all doing the same things together. And these people who are like self-identified as like can't talk to people, like I'm having to like shush them so we can keep going because they keep talking. It is amazing what a difference giving people permission to make mistakes will do. So yeah. Okay, so Amada, we've had him before, he wants fish. All right. Today's challenger is Chef Shiki. Because we're playing a video game too, folks. Yes. Miss Frizzle is a good life lessons person. Oh my god, I hadn't seen the Teamwork Dreamwork thing from Reading Rainbow since I guess I was a kid, so I didn't remember it. So somebody I was talking to this like last week was like, oh my god, Lauren, so sent it to me, and I was like, this is amazing, I need this in my life. Okay, so some of these are recipes that we picked up, I think. So appetizer. This is how we got started on Iron Chef. So what kind of appetizer should we make? We need to have something with fish. Apple likes classy things. Oh, we should do something. Let's see if we can make something. Pineapple rice off of quiche. I guess it's got egg in it. Make mochi. Cream quiche. I love quiche. A friend showed me a trick to make quiche without having to make a butter crust. If you emulsify oil and water, you can just like make a very flaky crust you press into the pan, and that makes quiche much easier to do. So it's great. It's my like I need to empty out my refrigerator dish. Yeah, well, that's why I'm so terrible at French, even though I studied it for years, because we never spoke it in school. Like we didn't practice it, so I could read it and understand it. Okay, not great, but okay. Well, I'm glad to know the way I say quiche doesn't make you wince. Oh yes, thank you, Ampy. Actually. What is ohitashi? Spinach cake. Spinach juice. Oh, this must be spinach. Spinach sauté. Spinach salad. Spicy stir fry. I think we did that and that was like only kind of iffy. All right, what should we make? What should we make as our appetizer, folks? Knowing that Nanami will probably like pizza. I wonder if there's like, is there like, I don't know what that is, actually. I know what okonomiyaki is. Spicy pizza. Oh, man, I want pizza. Bum, 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 bum. We could make tempura. Real tempura. Snack tempura. Tempura don. It should be a bowl of, right? No, pizza's not an appetizer. I'm just saying I like pizza. Amazing tempura. Spicy tempura. So salad could be an appetizer. We have sweet salad, pickled cabbage, island salad, green salad, and veggie stir fry. Tempura, I think, is delicious. Fried fish balls. Is that an appetizer? Sweet and sour fish. That doesn't sound like an appetizer. Crab cakes! Oh, okay, so I don't like seafood, but I do like crab cakes. Greasy fish, thanks. Bum, 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 bum. Should we do crab cakes? Does that count? That seems like an appetizer to me. It might not make Apple happy. What should we have as our main dish? Oh man, Ellie, you should probably eat something more solid. I say this as somebody who did not eat all 3 of my meals that I should have eaten. So. I don't know what Tatsuta Age is. Oh man, Ellie, you are up late. Excellent Vulcan Raven. Crab is one of the few things. Crab and lobster are like the only food from the sea that I will eat. Lasagna off of quiche. Okay. Should we just make a regular quiche? That's French. She likes French food. Crab cakes, quiche, and then a dessert. Bum, 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 bum. I do like a good beef. Oh, well that works then, Ellie. Pudding. Nanami ice. Oh my god, Nanami will like it. Nobody else will. Soy ice, no thanks. Fried ice cream. Red pepper ice. Is crab cakes an appetizer in the context of this game? And should we make an ice cream? Oh. French toast. Oh, we can make French toast. Veggie sandwich. Oh. Ulan would like that. Ulan is vegetarian, right? Or is that somebody else I'm thinking of? You make pudding. That was wakaba, okay. All right. Lost bread. Oh, that makes sense actually because it's supposed to use bread that's gone stale. That makes a lot of sense. Is it perdu? Is that the word for lost? I don't know if I know that word because I actually know that word or because I know French toast. This is the thing. There's French locked away in this brain of mine. Not great. And once you start conjugating verbs, I'm lost. But, It's delicious because it's made with a custard. I do love a custard and a little nutmeg. Shall we do this? But that's not even the right grammar for it. Oh man, I kind of feel sorry if anybody like tunes in to watch Suikoden II and we're just over here talking about food. You can blame the cartoon Dexter's Lab for that being in American vocabulary. Alright. I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat a snack when we're done with this. Is it au fromage or... Yes! Yes! That's 2 for 2! Because de is of. Right. I'm trying to remember this. I should know this. Yes. Alright, how do we feel about this menu in game? Do we think this is a good one? We did just save. So we can always load if we lose it. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Does anyone have any objections to this menu in game? No? You don't think that quiche is a good choice? Because it's French and Apple likes French. I mean, a cheese can have omelet if it wants to, right? So Squizgar, this is in our home base because it's a Suikoden, so we acquire people and we build out our home base. We have brought in a chef who has a restaurant in our home base, and now other chefs are coming to challenge him. Cheese has a lot of freedom in France. That is such a good... Can somebody quote that, please? Give FlutyBot that quote and make sure that Ellie gets credit for it. Unless we're at our 1337 quote, which I don't know that we are. I think that's a really good one. Thank you. Amazing. Oh, I'm so glad, Chrono. It's a good one. Alright. Well, I want to give this a try and see what happens. Get the cook off again. A right button mash, Lauren. We gotta make sure that we can do all of our recipes. Ah! Oh, they go really fast at the end. The last bits go really fast. Croquettes. Oh, croquettes. Oh no, that's a French word. Apple's gonna like it. Oh, what? She didn't. I mean, I guess that means they're overcooked. I guess they're burned. Well, that didn't go over well, but it's bad since Nami liked it. Crab cakes. Oh, no! We might have to do this one over again, folks. Wow, the pudding went over really well. We're gonna lose this battle. We're gonna lose this battle. I think we're gonna lose this battle. Because this cake is gonna kill everything. What? Well, we'll see what happens with our pudding. Which looks more like flan of some sort. Oh yeah, I think we lost. I think we lost, folks. Unless the appetizer made a difference. It's gonna be close, at least. Oh, look at the drama. Hayo falls to his knees. Alright, we're gonna have to do that over. Where you were hiding. The group will never forgive you. Drama. But we didn't get the cake recipe. So we're gonna load. Alright. Oh man, hold on. Sorry, folks. Oh, it is after 10 p.m. Okay, well, so we can stop tonight and be like, drama for next time, but it's actually pretty quick. The only real problem is that I just stopped and talked about other things for half an hour. So let's see if we can get through this properly. Oh, Joey. What do you think of the Joey content that we saw today, Chrono? Do you have feelings? Do you have thoughts? Concerns? God, the music is so good. Today was a very talky stream. But I feel comfortable about it being such a talky stream because that's what I do. I do talky streams. That's why we're here hanging out, getting to know each other. Was it only 20 minutes, Blue Glass? I think it was 30. Oh, the castle music did change, yes. This is a faster, more upbeat version of the castle music because we recruited more people. I would rather cover the other version of the song, but yeah. We'll see which judges we have this time around. Not Luke, not Luke, not Luke. Oh. We have a child, a dog, and a robot. And Freed. Do you like spicy food? Oh, good, actually. Kobolds like spicy food, and Tuda likes spicy food. So we'll go spicy this time. Oh, no. I have no idea what to expect from Gadget. Batteries, yeah. Oil. Greasy food. See if we do better this time around. Judgment shouldn't have that E in there. Alright. Are meat buns appetizers? What? No, I want spicy. Szechuan gyoza. Gyoza counts as an appetizer, right? Oh, they're considered a main? Okay. Well, so Ampy's talking about what they're considered in the context of this game. Okay, so what are appetizers? Like, is salad an appetizer? Is veggie stir fry an appetizer? Barbecue meat bun. Pizza bun. Chowder. Gumbo. Interesting. Okay. Ohitashi. Spicy stir fry. Red hot tomatoes. Is that an appetizer? Is explosive an appetizer? I don't know. Bum bum. Tempura is an appetizer. Spicy tempura. Let's go with spicy tempura. That's an appetizer, right? What should we have for our main dish? I like appetizers. Maybe I'm secretly your grandma. Okay, what kind of pizza? Well, we make pancakes? Anchovy pizza. I don't know. I don't remember what that is, but you told me what it was. Okonomiyaki. Spicy pizza. Pancakes are pizza, apparently. I wonder if that's a translation issue. I will be a cool grandma. I'm not gonna be a grandma, but I can be a grandma. It's okay, I'm the mom friend, and I will be auntie to everybody, so. Pancakes count as a dessert. Oh, that's right, they do. Japanese pancakes are a dessert. What should our main course be? Hi, the Great Magic Chicken. What's up, friend? Are you feeling particularly magical today? Excellent. What should we make for our main course, friends? I can't decide. We could just make regular pizza. I feel like this is a good pizza crowd. We have 2 children, a dad, and a robot. What do we want to make for dessert? Pancakes? Ice cream? Pudding? I keep making pudding. It's a good appetite. Oh, isn't red pepper ice? Isn't that the one that that kobolds like so much? Yeah. I don't think anyone else, because I think that Tuda also likes spicy food. So let's see what happens. If we don't get it this time, we'll try next time. All right, Lauren. Let the cook-off begin. My rapid fire skills leave something to be desired. So I'm trying really hard. We'll see. Challenger made spinach sauté. Oh wow, they liked it. So Ellie, he's quoting Iron Chef. They say that right before the battle begins. What? I thought they liked spicy food. I'm gonna lose this one. We're gonna lose it this time. Deep fried gyoza. Yeah! Oh no! Oh no, we're gonna get destroyed this time. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna even be close. We'll see what they think of the dessert, but it's kids and cake. Man, Freed. not going to go over well. Wow! They did warn us that Freed would like everything. Wait, let's see. Did we get it? Did we get it? Did we get it? Oh no! No! We're gonna have to try this again next week. Sorry, folks. Yeah, Pawn just likes food. Are you folks all right with waiting for this next week? And we'll wait and see the rest of the story bit until like we've been victorious. Betrayal. Ty should go to the champion, but I guess they don't. Alas. Well, in that case, I'm gonna go ahead and call it for the night, and we will pick up with cooking next week. Which will just get us in the mood for the fact that Saturday, May 1st, we're going to be doing a cooking stream. I'm committing to it. I'll let you know if anything comes up. Otherwise, we will be doing a cooking stream. So we'll figure out the rules between now and then. So it'll be good. We're just stretching this out. Yeah, and we'll have more thoughts and feelings in-game about what just happened with Joey, because I'm sure our characters have feelings about that. And I'm sure that Chrono has feelings about that, and Null Girl as well. Just Chrono has been yelling a lot about Joey, so I know that he has feelings. Good night, Great Magic Chicken, and thank you so much for joining us. Yes, Ellie, it would probably be a good idea to have eaten something before we create food. I will also try to eat something before we create food. Yeah, thank you so much. This has been a lot of fun. I really appreciate you being here. Yes, feel free to join us on our Discord. We've got our social media stuff if you want to. Oh, yeah. And like, if you check my Twitter account and you scroll down past the current event retweeting, there's a vote for which key we should do with some samples for the next cover that I'm doing from the Final Fantasy VII Remake ending. So yeah, let me know what you think of that. Otherwise, yeah, we'll be doing more Final Fantasy XIV tomorrow. We'll be doing the pre-Stormblood. We're getting close, I think. And that is a first playthrough. And then we're going to be starting Hades on Thursday. So we'll see how that goes. I'm a little nervous, but I think in a good way. Yeah, thank you all so much. Take care of yourselves. Stay healthy, stay safe. For those of you who got your vaccinations, I hope that you recover well from the side effects. Everyone who hasn't, I hope you can get yours soon. And yeah, take care. Bye.